Hey, my name's Chad. Welcome to You vs. You. And the other day I did a video about abandonment wounds. You should totally watch that if you're an empath or a nice guy or someone doesn't feel like they're worthy. And always looking on the outside of them. Some really good information in there. If you remember though, I really did think I had abandonment issues, and it was the news to me, and I was pretty surprised. I'm going to read you a definition now, just because there's something else that I really had no idea that this was going on too. But once I looked at abandonment issues, this came up, and I was like, "Whoa! Like this is like the layer before abandonment issues." So let me read this to you. Anything that makes me feel less than, not good enough, inferior, bad, not lovable, rejected, etc., etc., etc. Well, what I'm talking about there is shame. I always thought shame was like, I did something, now I'm ashamed, something bad. That's why I looked at shame. But that's interesting, eh? So it turns out that shame is anything that makes me feel less than, not good enough, inferior, bad, not lovable, rejected, etc. And it turns out that also comes from your childhood. So as a little kid, like we're talking 2, 3, 1, whatever, 4. And you know how maybe you have parents that argued a lot and they were running around, emotionally. Or maybe, every time you went to go see your parents as a little kid, they were busy and they kind of like, get away, and, or go outside and play, we don't want you in the house. And that's happening day in and day out and day in and day out. And you're not connecting with them on an intimate level because you have this rejection, I guess, So you start looking inside, you start saying, well, that must be me then. It must be in me. So shame is what lets you be vulnerable to being manipulated. All right? Because if someone wants to manipulate you, it's pretty easy if you have shame. Right? You're thinking, is anybody going to love me? But here's the good news of all that. That it's all lies. It's a childhood reasoning. 2, 3, 4-year-old, 5-year-old reasoning. Now, no one's told you about this stuff, so you stick with it. And then later on in life, you start looking on the outside of yourself to get all your needs met. Because you think as a little kid that, I'm not good enough to do that because even my parents rejected me. And it's this shame wound that you're dealing with. It's really interesting. But, like I said, the good news is it's all lies. None of it's true, right? But if you, like me, and you've been doing it your whole life, not knowing it, of course, your limbic mind is taking over that part. So you have your cortex and limbic. The limbic mind is the one that does that. And what it's doing is that it's saying, based on my feelings, that's how I'm going to treat myself. So if I don't feel worthy, I'm going to treat myself like I'm not worthy. Now your cortex is going to say, you are worthy, man, and you're a great person, and you got everything going on.